Well, it is a big day indeed for the Congress party as far as its preparations for the Lok Sabha elections are concerned. On one hand, there are speculations doing the rounds that Robert Vadra may contest from Amethi. On the other hand, there's a Congress CC meeting today. But the big news coming in at the moment and our big focus is that the Congress has unveiled its 2024 election manifesto. It's a grand announcement that we saw on part of the Congress ceremony that took place at the AICC headquarters, and that big announcement came in from the Congress just a short while ago. The Congress manifesto contains a number of expected items such as the abolition of the Agnipath scheme and conduct of caste census, as well to several new promises such as a division of the Supreme Court and auto disqualification for MPs and MLAs who defect. Let's quickly take a look at some of the headline promises. We quickly shift our attention to the big takeaways of the promises, the poll promises that have been made by the Congress as we speak. Nationwide caste census on expected lines, because every poll campaign that's been conducted by the Congress party the last few days, months, has seen this as a big poll pitch on the part of the party. The second big promise is MSP as per Swaminathan recommendations. Remember the farmers' protest that played out on the borders of the national capital close to a month ago was also to do with this. Auto disqualification for defectors. MLAs, MPs will lose their tag if they defect, if they quit the party. That's the next big poll promise. Will form NJC to appoint judges. So they want a little bit of a change as well in that system. Will probe absconders link to the BJP. The fact that some absconders who fled the nation, the allegation from the Congress party is that they've been often aided by the BJP, so they want to carry out an in-depth probe into the same. Will encourage personal law reform. The focus is also on personal law reform and also writing off all student loans. So education, transfer of money to women, all of that has featured in Congress's poll promise list. Abolish the Agnipath scheme as well. Remember recently Raksha Mantri Rajnath Singh also in an interview did say that the government is open to taking all of those considerations or keeping those considerations in mind. So it's considering or is open to the idea of making changes to the Agniveer scheme. But that's a poll promise that is being made by the Congress today. Probe on poll bond scam. That's something that's being rigged by the Congress on everyday basis in the election phase, and law to recognize civil unions for the LGBTQ community as well. So those are some of the big takeaways of the promises made by the Congress party. We heard it from the top Congress leaders just a short while ago. Take questions from the media as well. Let's now listen in to P. Chidambaram, who's the architect of the Congress's manifesto, and what his take really is on the vision that the Congress perhaps has kept in mind while making these promises to the Janta today.
I'm sorry to report that what we had predicted in 2019 has come to pass in 2024. We had said institutions will be diminished or captured. That has happened. We had said freedom will be restricted, and that has happened. We had said that the weaker sections of the people will be denied their rights and their privileges. That has happened. We had said that Parliament will be diminished. That has happened. We had said that we will inexorably move towards an autocracy. We are already described as an electoral autocracy by many, many thinkers of the world. That has happened. While we are unhappy that what we had predicted has happened, we have in this manifesto suggested bold measures to reverse the damage that has happened in the last 5 to 10 years.
So those are, of course, the words coming in from the Congress on what really was kept in mind while these promises were drafted and further put forth in front of the voter. Like I said, one of the biggest promises made by the Congress today has been that of a caste census. Let's quickly take a look once again at some of the related assurances that have come in from the Congress party. Caste census constitutional amendment to raise 50% quota cap for SC, ST, OBC. law for reservation in private educational institutions for SC, STs, OBCs. Also, Rohit Vemula Act on discrimination against backward community students. So much of this to do with caste census and related promises which have been made by the Congress party. A lot of focus and emphasis on caste, really. Diversity Commission to promote diversity in private and public jobs and education as well. Once again, finds a mention in the Nyaya Patra of the Congress party. These are, of course, promises around caste. A lot of importance that is being given to OBCs, SCs, ST community as well. We have Nyamika and Shivani joining us live with more details. Nyamika, to you first. You know, we've heard it from the man behind the Congress poll promise. We've heard it from Mr. Chidambaram already. But as far as a lot of emphasis on caste census is concerned, which is most certainly on expected lines, it's equally been challenged by the BJP as well. The BJP goes on to say this is nothing but a double standard on part of the Congress party. Take us through, you know, the emphasis that the Congress decided to give to caste in its poll promise. Of course, there are 5-6 big takeaways. But if we get into the minute details of what the Congress has promised to the voters of the country today, a lot of emphasis really on caste.
Well, absolutely. As today the Congress party has released its manifesto. Earlier also we have seen that how the 5 Nyayas were being promised by the Congress leader Rahul Gandhi during the Bharat Jodo Nyaya Yatra, which also includes a Hissedari Nyaya, as the Congress party has been continuously raising a demand for the caste census and also the rights which should be given to the OBCs. And for that reason, we have also been joined by the Congress party's OBC department chief, Captain Ajay Yadav, with us. Sir, a lot of emphasis has been given to the backward classes. And also you have also raised a demand that there should be a caste census, promised also that if you will come into power, you will conduct a caste census. So why such a kind of issue you have been raising? What promises do you want to give to the people of this country, and how much impact will we able to see in the upcoming days of these promises?
You see, today in the Congress head office, our Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge ji, our leader Sonia Gandhi ji, and Rahul Gandhi ji, former president, and Chidambaram ji, they had released a manifesto, and they have given benefits to the youth, to the Mahila, Nari Shakti, and they have given to the labor class. They have given rights to the farmers, and also they have given Nyaya to the SC, ST, OBC minority, in which they have promised to carry out a caste census, which would be the CT scan of the society. And caste census is not only meant for the OBC, it is also meant for the upper caste also. And because it would give us data, even in the upper caste, who are poor, who are rich, who doesn't own a house. So similarly, when there is a caste census, you will know the population, you will know the political, economic, and the social status of all the of the people of the society. So you can plan various schemes for the downtrodden. He has also promised to give 30 lakhs jobs, and 50% of the jobs would be reserved for the women. And they have also promised to give 1 lakh internship to the youth, and 1 lakh will also be given to the eldest woman in the family, so that she gets around 8,500 per month.
We'll come back to Nyamika in just a bit. Shivani, very interesting that, caste census, push for caste census just got renewed as far as Congress's poll promise is concerned. And apart from that, like we're putting out on our screens as well, Constitution to raise the 50% cap on quota for marginalized groups, the scheduled tribe, scheduled caste. so on and so forth. But it's very interesting how the BJP also gave this narrative its own spin the last few days. In fact, we heard it from the Prime Minister more often than not say that the Congress could not tolerate the most backward person, a direct reference to Karpuri Thakur, and that was, of course, with regards to the Bharat Ratna conferred on him. We heard it from the Prime Minister just today. Any official responses coming in from the BJP as far as the caste census push by the Congress in its poll manifesto is concerned?
Good seeing we are still asking the leaders of the BJP for their responses on the caste census, the Hissedari Nyay, which has been now committed in this document of the Congress party, the manifesto, the 48-page manifesto. But it's very clear they have actually brought out the 5 Nyayas, and Hissedari Nyay is one of those important 5 Nyayas, which includes the reservation and equal opportunities for the OBCs and the other classes also. And here you see they've tried to balance with all the other schemes also, be it the youth, the Mahila, and a very important one out here is to mention Kutsween, the defending of the democracy. So apart from the caste census, there are so many other issues, and it seems
before we talk about other issues, stay on with us, Shivani. Like I said, the vision of the Congress has been that these were essentially feedbacks that the Congress had taken through the course of the Nyay Yatra, and they have now implemented it in the Nyay Patra. And they say that the focus is on the 5 pillars of justice. Let's quickly hear it now from Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge detailing the Congress's vision behind this poll manifesto, and then I'm coming back to you.
हमारा ये घोषणा पत्र देश के राजनीतिक इतिहास में न्याय के दस्तावेज के रूप में याद किया जाएगा। राहुल जी के नेतृत्व में चली भारत जोड़ो न्याय यात्रा में 5 पिलर्स पर ध्यान केंद्रित किया गया था। यात्रा के दौरान युवा न्याय, किसान न्याय, नारी न्याय, श्रमिक न्याय और हिस्सेदारी न्याय की घोषणा की गई थी। जहां कहीं भी हम गए इन न्याय की बात हमने करी थी और इसकी गारंटी भी हमने दी है।
Before going across to Shivani, once again, there are a number of mentions in the Congress's poll manifesto that one may consider controversial in nature as well. Let's quickly take you through them one by one. Controversy number 1, at least the BJP in all likelihood is going to highlight it, is will form the National Judicial Commission to appoint judges. So they want a little bit of a change to the judicial system. Congress will remove present Manipur government, once again something that the BJP was quick to pick on, will revisit and amend the NEP, National Education Policy, in consultation with the state governments. All laws and rules that interfere unreasonably with personal freedom will also be repealed. So they're wanting to touch upon personal freedom as well, personal laws. We reject the one nation, one poll idea. Remember, this is something that the central government has pushed quite to an extent, and in fact, they are taking it with full force. They've in fact spoken of the next election season as well and how some of those changes may just be reflected. But the Congress in all mood to counter it. Accused in cases who joined the BJP will also be investigated. Why should they be given a free hand, says the Congress, rather asks the Congress. So those are, the promises made by the Congress, which the BJP in most certainty is going to pick up. It's going to, in fact, call out the Congress over these poll promises. Let me quickly go across to Shivani once again. Shivani, the NEP, the Agniveer scheme, there is also the one nation, one poll. These are, direct contradictions to what the BJP has promised. So what one may, in fact, conclude from the Congress's poll promise list is also a direct attempt to counter the BJP narrative and what the BJP has in place, rather plans for the nation over the next 5 years if it comes to power.
Kursveen, see, all those ambitious schemes of the BJP have been put in this manifesto of the Congress party in a view that the Congress will review these schemes. It will amend these schemes, be it the Agnipath Yojana, on which the Congress has been countering the government. It has been criticizing the scheme. Other than that, the NEP, the One Nation, One Poll scheme. So all the major schemes or policies of the present government are being opposed in this election manifesto of the Congress party. The farm laws, the guarantee of the MSP, on which all these issues on which the Congress has been countering the government have been put in this manifesto. And what is that this is what the people want. Because you see, when we see this manifesto, the Nyaya Patra, it clearly depicts the Nyaya Yatra. The highlight of this particular manifesto is the Nyaya Yatra of Congress, of Rahul Gandhi. And the Congress party has been claiming that wherever Rahul Gandhi went, people came to him with the issues. And these are the issues which have been put in this manifesto. But very important and significant out here is that most of the schemes of the present government have been countered in this manifesto, and it seems that directly the Congress party is attempting to attack.
Since we're talking about a direct contrast between the Congress ki guarantee and Modi ki guarantee, Rahul Gandhi in fact also spoke about how this is a fight between those who want to protect the democracy vis-a-vis those who want to destroy the democracy. Let's quickly listen in to him as well from earlier today.
This election is about those who are trying to destroy the constitution and destroy democracy in this country versus those who are trying to protect the constitution and protect democracy in this country. We do believe that it is very important, once this fight is won, that we look after the interests of the vast majority of our people, that India is not run for 2 or 3 large conglomerates, large businesses. जो भी भ्रष्ट हैं, वो सब बीजेपी में जा रहे हैं. उसका कारण है, क्योंकि नरेंद्र मोदी जी चाहते हैं कि पॉलिटिकल फाइनेंस की मोनोपोली उनके हाथों में हो.
There are also a number of promises that the Congress has made in the manifesto that one may consider vague. Let's quickly take you through some of these contentious promises one by one. The police, probe and intel agencies to function under law and parliamentary state oversight. Remember, this comes at a time that allegations are being raised against the BJP of how they continue to misuse central agencies. Will encourage personal law reform as well, something that the Prime Minister has spoken of. In fact, takes pride in what the BJP has done the last 10 years. Will work to restore status quo ante vis-a-vis China. Again, something that the Congress continues to attempt to corner the BJP on. Will establish mechanisms with neighbors to resolve fishing disputes. Very interesting, because this comes right at a time that the BJP is attempted to corner the Congress over the Kachativu Island handover as well. We promise freedom from fear, says the Congress party. We will also strengthen autonomy of the ECI, the CIC, HRC and several commissions. So a lot of it to do with independence of several institutions and agencies. Will also address inequalities of wealth and income through suitable policy changes. It's also talking about policy changes, like I said, some of those from the judicial domain as well. Will enact a direct tax code for transparency, equity and clarity as well. Also talks about how the Congress will replace GST with GST 2.0, single rate with few exceptions. Now, this is something that will need more clarity on part of the Congress as well, and how they're really going to go about its implementation. Most importantly, road tolls will be revised, or rather reviewed, will make formula for toll amount. There's going to be an exact formula that's going to be followed across for toll rates. Will also expand opportunities for women to serve in combat and non-combat roles. This, remember, is also something that the BJP takes most pride in, on how they've been able to ensure maximum participation of women in the defense forces circles. Will work with the other countries to eliminate terror groups, is what the Congress has promised. They've also said will work to repair India's damaged international image. Engagement with Pakistan depends on its willingness to end terrorism. In a sense, the BJP may just say that this is once again the Congress trying to say that dialogue is perhaps the way forward. So these are some of the promises made by the Congress party which perhaps need more clarity, how they're going to go about these promises, what is going to be the course of the implementation as well. Interestingly, the Prime Minister also spoke about the Congress manifesto in Churu. Let's listen into him hitting out at the Congress party over its poll promises.
भाइयों और बहनों, भाजपा जो कहती है वो जरूर करती है। दूसरी पार्टियों की तरह भाजपा केवल घोषणा पत्र नहीं जारी करती, हम तो संकल्प पत्र लेकर के आते हैं। 2019 में हमने जो संकल्प पत्र जारी किया था उसके ज्यादातर संकल्प पूरे हो चुके हैं और 2 साल कोविड के संकट के बावजूद भी मोदी ने आपको जो वादा किया था वो वादा पूरा करने के लिए एड़ी चोटी का जोर लगा दिया।
With that, it's time for us to head into a quick commercial break. We'll be right back with lots more. Politically speaking, there's much more happening across the nation. Do stay tuned. You're watching Times Now.